G'day, Tiny here from Offtap Brewing. Welcome back to Beginner Brewing, Sexing Up Your Kits. This is the first part of the mixing video. Now, I didn't shoot a great deal of the mixing and I may not even edit it in because the other video is all the mixing. I've just done this, thrown it in. The main part of what I've done today is I've added extra dextrose, so an extra fermentable to the wort. And my idea behind that is I want a stronger beer. I want a beer that's about 6 to 6.5%. Now I didn't have a full kilo, but I had 780 grams, so around 1.75 points on top of the 4.5% that this beer should be when it's finished. In doing that, increasing your alcohol, you have to understand a few fundamental points. You are going to change the balance of the beer. The beer was designed with a certain IBU range, which is your international bitterness units, which is how bitter your beer is going to be. And your bitterness range for styles generally goes off how much alcohol you've got in your beer. You need the bitterness to offset the alcohol flavour, and it works quite well if you get it right. But if you change one of those, factors, then your beer is unbalanced and it will taste unbalanced. Either it'll be too bitter, or you'll have too much alcohol. So bear in mind, if you do change the alcohol level of your beer, it will not be a very good representation of the recipe that was put in that tin. So, yeah, as I said, I understand that, and I'm willing to go ahead with this and bump the beer up. I've got the first one that I've did at the normal percentage, so I've got that to compare it to. So, you know, I'm not going to get upset that this beer now, that the second round is really crappy, you know, because I've done that. I've changed something in there. So, you know, you got to understand that. Okay, while I was mixing this, I used my kitchen sprayer and to wash my tin out into there, and I used far too much hot water, and the wort hit 33 degrees. I didn't fill it all the way, because you always check it. You get to about 18 litres or whatever, and then you check the temperature, and then you know whether to add hot water or cold water. Now it's pretty cold here in Brisbane, and it's 3:30, nearly 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so we're getting on to night time. So I am going to pitch this at a higher temperature than I did the last one, but I'm not going to pitch it at 33 degrees. No way. I want this yeast to do a good job. I don't want it to put off flavours in there, so I'm going to pitch it about 25 to 26 maybe. 25, 26, because as the yeast starts to activate tonight, the temperature, the ambient temperature is going to fall. So I just need a higher temperature. In the summer, well, you pitch at a lower temperature, and then you let the yeast rise up, and then the ambient temperature is higher anyhow. So yeah, understanding that it is cold, so I need a higher, 2 or 3 degrees higher pitching temperature. This is what I'm doing. So yeah, let's keep going with it. Alright, my thermometer on the front of the fermenter, I left it soaking too long in the nappy sand, and the thermometer's lifted off, so I've swapped out the thermometer for my infrared jobby. And if I temp that, we're at 24, 25 degrees at 20 litres. Why have I done it at 20 litres? Well, 20 litres will add more alcohol as well. I've taken 3 litres of water out. I've concentrated my mix. So I've added a little bit more alcohol and flavour to the beer by not making the whole 23 litre batch. I'm just sort of in a habit of doing that because I keg. So I mix them to 20. I ferment, and then the crud in the bottom I siphon out. I get one full keg and not much left over. I'm not upset by tipping it down the road. So yeah, it's just a habit I got into. So I'm still going to do it at 20 because I'm going to add a little bit more alcohol by reducing the water volume. Another easy way of increasing the alcohol. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeast packet. I'm just going to do exactly what I did last time and add that packet of yeast in. Just sprinkle it over the top. Put my lid on and let it go. And you can't see any of what I'm doing. But lock him down. Fill the airlock. There it is. Finished product. 20 litres of souped up alcohol beer, which will be all asked about based in its taste and profile. So, you know, I understand what I've done, and I hope you understand what I've done and the way I've explained it. I've changed the balance of the beer. The beer is not going to taste like it should. Yeah, that's okay. It's going to give us a bigger buzz. Okay, the next part of this video will be dry hopping. And I'm not going to dry hop that at all. I suppose we should take a hydrometer reading. Good pickup, guys. Now, work. I'll get myself a hydrometer, put him in, okay. I'm not going to try and get used to see that because it's quite often hard to see. But that was 1060. So, seeing 1060, I've got about a 6% beer there. So I'm pretty happy with that. And yes, I just poured that back in. Only do that if you know your receptacle is clean. Alrighty, with the lid secured, sitting there behind me, the yeast is pitched. I haven't dry hopped it yet. I'm not going to dry hop it until third stage fermentation. So with this beer I am going to be opening it quite a bit to show you guys fermentation in its stages, show you the kreuzen, show you what is taking place. So I have to be very careful moving this beer around, not to disturb the CO2 layer that's created on there. And then yeah, we're going to get into some dry hopping. I've got some Citra left, I think, in there. I think I might dry hop it with a bit of Citra. I'm confident with that hop, and I know what it tastes like. So it's sort of a passion fruit flavoured hop. So I think I'm going to go with some Citra, if I do have it. Hope so. Hope so. If not, plans will change. But 1060 at my... Actually, I'll do the math, because I know what it will come out to. 7.5 equals... that's what I get on my calculations. So 6.6 recurring if that beer comes down to 1010 as its final gravity. So basically I took my original gravity of 1060 and I minused it by my estimated finishing gravity, which left me 50, divided that by 7.5, gave me 6.6. So that's alright, I'm going to get the beer I wanted, 6.5%. So yeah, it's going to be a good session beer, get you all stuffed up. Okay guys, thanks for joining me on this one. Please stay tuned for the next one. The dry hopping part of it, I hope you picked up something on what to expect when you do increase the alcohol of your beer. I tried to explain it as best as I could. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. Please guys, like the video. Remember to become a subscriber. There's more coming, I guarantee it. I've got the basis and the plans. It's happening now. Building a 3-vessel system. I don't need to, but I'm going to build it just to show you guys how the whole step through opening a tin to using a 3V system. So I've got most of the components here, so I've just got to start work on fabricating the frames and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, no, it's going to get good. So please subscribe. Yeah, and remember, beer makes us smarter. Cheers, thank you.